We've gotten 3 Annabelle movies in the Conjuring universe, so let's sit back and rank them. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a good one today. I'm the movie ranker, and today I'm ranking all 3 Annabelle movies from worst to best. We got The Conjuring 4 coming out soon in the near future, so I thought I would go back and rank these films. I'll do the whole Conjuring universe ranking whenever the 4th Conjuring film comes out. But until then, we'll just talk about these 3 flicks. Let me know how you rank the Annabelle movies down in the comment section. What's your favorite? What's your least favorite? We'll have a great discussion. Also, like the video, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future rankings. And without wasting any more time, let's rank them. So easily coming in the last place at number 3, I gotta go with Annabelle, the first film. Pretty bad movie if you ask me. You look at the directors, the guy who made Mortal Kombat 2 and The Butterfly Effect 2, so no wonder. So yeah, I don't know why they chose him or gave him a chance to work on an Annabelle movie, but not a good decision. There are a few positives though I'll give this film. One being the lead actress, Annabelle Wallis. I think she does a great job as portraying this mom. She's probably my favorite character, to be honest. And on top of that, while most of the scares don't work and they're just cheap jump scares, and it's very generic, there are a few scenes that do work. One in particular is the whole elevator scene where the doors just keep opening and shutting in the same floor instead of moving up and down when the girl's trying to leave. I think that scene is really effective, but nothing else really works when it comes to the scares in this film. I don't like how it starts off with the cult going in the house, and it seems like one of the cult members transferred their soul to the doll, and then we learn to find out that it's really a demon. We do get more backstory on all that in the sequel, but as of just this movie, it's kind of disappointing when it's revealed that it's just this demon and it has nothing to do with the cult girl's body going into the doll. So I'm just like, don't really like that. Again, they kind of explain themselves in Annabelle Creation, but when this film came out, that was a big thing that bothered me. So yeah, we got that. We got the cheap jump scares. Doesn't have a whole lot of good atmosphere or tension throughout. And this plays out like any other supernatural or haunted house movie that you've seen before, with little things happening like the radio coming on and the stove, and it keeps building to getting crazier. The look of the demon, they show it very few times, but when they do, looks very plain and generic again. And I don't like that whole ending of this film either. It's very bad, with the one character who owns the bookstore, with her sacrificing herself, jumping out the window to save the baby. I'm like, that's a character we don't even really care about much. She's just a random side character, so there wasn't a whole lot to latch onto there. I feel like it would have made more of an impact if it was the main lead, which she was going to do it. So yeah, I don't like the whole ending to this. It has problems with the story. It's pretty bad when it comes to the scares, except for 1 or 2 scenes. So yeah, I'm not a fan of Annabelle. I'm already not a fan of this subgenre of haunted house or supernatural flick, and this is why. This type of movie right here. Up next at number 2, I'm going with Annabelle Comes Home. This one has the most potential, I feel, out of these 3 Annabelle movies, but it doesn't quite reach its full potential. Love the concept, we get Ed and Lorraine back. They take on the doll and bring it home. Unfortunately, we don't spend a whole lot of time with them. After 15-20 minutes, they're kind of out of the picture until the last frame or so of the flick. So that's unfortunate, but I do like that we get Ed and Lorraine in here. Instead, it focuses more of his time on their daughter, who also has the same type of gifts as her mother, which is interesting. She can see ghosts and stuff like that. And yeah, Annabelle Comes Home. It's the story where they put her in the room right behind the glass case, and this teenage girl goes in, or young adult, and starts messing with everything, letting the doll out of the case because she wants to connect back with her father, to say that she's sorry because she feels like it's her fault why her father died in a car accident. All that's really interesting, but again, it's just kind of teased that. I'm like, this is going to be awesome. We're going to see all these different ghosts and different artifacts come to life because everything's let loose in this room, right? But no, it's done at the bare minimum. We got like one werewolf chase scene, a scene where like the TV comes on. It's just like this magic TV that shows you what's going to happen 20 seconds into the future or whatever. And there's this like bridal dress that if you wear you become crazy and possessed, but none of it's done real good. It's a bit disappointing. It's done to the bare minimum that they had to do basically to run this plot beat. And it's unfortunate. I want to see more of that. It could have went way crazier with those objects, I feel. The tone, the scariness is very kind of lighthearted. The least scary out of the three films, but at least it doesn't resort to a million cheap jump scares. It does have them, especially in the second half, but the first half's fairly clear of them. So yeah, I like the story, but there's so many missed opportunities, and it just feels kind of like a Goosebumps episode at the end of the day, instead of like a Conjuring universe film. So much potential, but the lack of Ed and Lorraine, just not having the scares that I wanted. The story lacking when you had so much potential. So I feel like it could have been so much better, but it's still decent enough. I will add though, one thing that kept my interest while watching this film is the characters and the actresses portraying them. I think they did a great job. Judy, the daughter, I really liked her, but I especially liked the babysitter and her friend Daniela. I think they were all really interesting. There was a little bit more meat to the bones when it comes to their characters, a little bit more developed than the first Annabelle movie. So yeah, I really enjoyed them. So a decent enough 3-star film. But for me, coming in the first place, I have to go with Annabelle Creation, the prequel of this little series. Takes place before the events of Annabelle and kind of leads up to that first film. And yeah, this one definitely has the best scares, the best atmosphere, a lot of creepy moments in here that actually work effectively and aren't just cheap jump scares all the time. We got the Scarecrow character, which is really creepy and could have its own spin-off series of its own. He's that good. I love the look of him and everything. Very creepy stuff. When we got the mother hanging half cut on the wall, pretty demented, and that whole scene where the kid goes into the room and she comes up and starts crawling towards her. Very scary stuff. Love that stuff. And this being a movie surrounded by kids, this orphanage at this dude's house really, it makes things more interesting too, especially when our main kid has polio. So she already has a thing against her. She can't move as quick and whatnot, and has to use like an acorn stair lift type of thing to get up and down the stairs. So it definitely adds tension, and that when there's ghosts and that around, or Annabelle, and she can't move very quickly. So love that. The characters are really rich, really interesting once again. I feel like that's one thing this and part 3 gets right, is the characters. They definitely made them more interesting than the first flick. But yeah, great scares in here, great tone, pretty good story for the most part. Like I said, I'm not super into supernatural flicks, but this one's done well enough. And like how our main little kid gets like possessed at one point, and it gets pretty bonkers in the third act, I must admit. Still not perfect though. I don't like the way it connects to the original film. I do want it to connect. That's awesome. But the way they do it, not really for me. It's too coincidental, where we got the whole girl, how that girl becomes possessed by the demon, right, and goes by Annabelle, and she ends up becoming part of the cult. You find out she's the one from the first film to go in and attack them in their house. And I was just like, so you're saying she just happened to be next door to where Annabelle the doll was, because her parents were next door? She went there to kill them and then ended up going to the neighbor's house. So I'm just like, as if it was such a coincidence she ended up in the same room as that same doll from back in the day. So to me, that was just a little too far-fetched for me to enjoy. But I do like that it does connect to the first film, don't get me wrong. And for her going on for like 12 years of her life like a demon in her body. I don't know. I feel like that just doesn't work at all. But everything else, it's really effective in the horror department and the scares. I like the characters. It's just the story has a few missteps, a few plot holes. I also didn't like how, like, it's kind of stupid. This guy running an orphanage, and then we find out that he has his demon doll locked up in his closet, just full of biblical passages on the wall to keep it secure. I'm just like, not a good plan to bring in a bunch of kids, you know? And while I do find this the best movie out of these three, it's still not like great or anything in my opinion, but again, not my subgenre of horror. I'm more into slashers and sci-fi and creature features, stuff like that, so not my thing. But yeah, some people talked this so highly that when I went in, I was still a bit disappointed when I walked away from it. But it is, like I said, still easily the most scary out of these three. Has some of the best characters. It's kind of tied with the characters along with Annabelle Comes Home for me personally. And yeah, it's just the story has a few missteps. But overall, easily the best out of the three Annabelle films. I'd probably give it like a 7 out of 10, 6.5, you know, around there. So it's not super high for me, but it's good enough. And I enjoyed watching it. So it comes in the first place in my ranking. So there you have it, guys. There's my ranking of all three Annabelle films. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know how you rank all three of these films down in the comments. Would love to hear it. Follow me on Instagram and Letterboxd. Links to those are always in the description of my videos, guys. Lots more horror content to come this October. Hope you're enjoying the videos so far. Stay tuned. Like I said earlier, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on anything coming up. And that's all I got for you guys today. Hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, thanks for watching.